the two films in, plus we have the San Francisco wink wink Fremont connection in there. I want to say that the trademark in Cavallinian cinema is that there's three things here. There's three elements here. It's what's being said, how it's being said, and who's saying it. It's very matter-of-factly, it's defiant, there's a determination, and maybe not unlike the Greek New Wave cinema, it's very different from it. I love what your characters say, how they say it, and what comes out of their mouth. So I want to get a sense of how do you log all this information? How do you take what's being said between the characters, and how do you write that in your screenplays? Because now I get a sense of your voice.
Oh wow, grazie Eric. No, it's also for me it's a balance. Like I really, I mean, maybe I don't think very well like while I write, but when I reread, for sure I can tell if it's working or not. Then I don't know if in the final version is working, but working for me at least. And I really think that the most difficult thing is trying to find a humor that is not too detached, but is always like very authentic or human, at least, like not respectful, like tender. And so it's something that I really like about certain kind of humor. I don't know, and I think it helps a lot to maintain, like maybe be a little far from reality and from realism, but stay close to truth and to feelings. Let's say.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
answered. When the child speaks, it feels as much as I laugh at it. It's very on point. It's very like the child understands the bullshit world that she lives in, and she's able to detect it and verbalize and manipulate people. So that's what I like about it. It's a very fresh way of speaking, but it's so uncinematic in a way. So that's what I appreciate about your style. They say never work with animals or children. Here you were even including wrangling of ants. What did Lucrezia teach you? What was the gift that she afforded you in building that character together?
Yes, she never stopped moving, and this is like, and she doesn't move randomly. Like she moves as the character would move, so she feels the void, the space, and everything. She feels it very, very naturally, and something else that she does that is very strange for an actress or an actor. I think there's never take the same of the previous one.
I hear you. She's very playful.
Yes, and she wants to change herself, like because it's like a game in the end. She understood it was work. She was precise,
for sure.
But it was a game for her.
So for you, it keeps you on your toes, or it just gives you, like, does it allow you a different sense of, how is it for you as a director, but then also a human being seeing, oh shit, I'm working with this type of an actor.
Sí.
How is it for you to sort of like have that gift on set that the second, third, fourth take will not be identical?
Yeah, it was very different for me and also for Benedetta when they were acting together, of course. But one thing that I wanted to be very sure about is that she knew that it was a different character that she was playing, but she knew it very well. Even the idea of story, I realized it's very, natural, because she knew like the beginning, the middle, the end. She knew that if something happened in this world, it has an effect on her. So it was very mature as a, but I think all kids have it, maybe even when they play games or they watch series, like they have this, so I don't know, sometimes it's true, you feel it's unpredictable, so it's not always like you're sometimes like, oh, do it again, let's hope she does it again. And even if you tell her, sometimes like she does it, sometimes she doesn't. So like the unpredictability. And I'm very stressed on.
And it's kind of cool because it matches the attitude of the character. So that's perhaps the gift that she gave you. There's a point as a viewer, I'm watching this film, I'm actively watching this film, and then I'm thinking, wait a fucking minute here. There's child abduction, there's serious mental illness, but I'm so focused on how these characters mirror each other's solitudes. they fill each other's tanks. I mean, there's a scene in the film where there's an actual tank. I like this idea of filling each other's tanks. And they're also mining each other. The adult is mining someone else's soul. And I was thinking of Nadav Lapid's The Kindergarten Teacher, and I was thinking about the idea of control in relationships. So I wanted to get a sense of, tell me about their need for each other, but also the fact that they're negotiating power. The adult in the room is not necessarily the one that's 28 years old. It flips all the time. They're sort of like working in this curriculum. So I wanted to get a sense of this idea of how much they need each other, but also the role of control in this relationship.
Yeah, clearly, there is this aspect of Arabella knowing something that the adult doesn't know, which is rare, but this is the case. So this is a sort of, it's a form of power, I guess, that she has on Ollie, on the adult character, but at the same time, as Ollie specifies it, like, you need to take care of, you need to be taken care of, because you can do this, you can do that, you can, you need, so the like they both need each other in this moment, and so, but there is a power that is shifting, and I really think that at the beginning it's is in Arabella's hands, even if after, of course, like Ollie's gonna pay for what she did, and you know, because. But yeah, it's clearly she is the one more conscious and more aware of that, what's happening.
And what I want to say about that character is how she uses her power, because at some points she understands that there's a disadvantage, and she, instead of going to the extreme, she actually harnesses it in, and she could do even more damage, but she decides to retreat because she actually likes this person. So I thought that was an interesting aspect.
I think she starts to, like, when she says, like, I cannot go away because she doesn't have anyone. Yes. I think she starts to see her as not just a car, but like a person. There's
a road movie element here, there's a chase movie element here. I was thinking of everything from Thelma and Louise to No Country for Old Men, Paris, Texas. And I like this idea of traveling but not really moving, so the locations, there's a stillness to it. I just wanted to get a sense of what the buildup of the backdrop, and what this, why did you choose this as a main character? All these like vacant motels, and it looks like run down and beat up places. Just I wanted to get an idea of how the backdrop contributes to the tone of the film that you were searching for.
We always make a kind of a map of this non-geographically realistic world, and that's always very useful, and it becomes kind of an emotional map, because we don't have to pay attention to places that are close to each other for real, so we're just like, starting from the story, and I say we, meaning me, set designer and director of photography, when we go on location scout and scouting, and so it's strange, because I don't think I start with the idea of doing something that is squalid, like sad, but it's true that sometimes I have the idea of doing something that is analytic, and in this case, in particular, we wanted to mirror in the landscape the drawing of children, and children, I think, the one I know, I don't know many, but they draw very empty, like, spaces, with the elements that are a bit pop in a way. I don't know a better term, like the tree is very treeish, or the building is very like a building, like a house. So we were trying to find this kind of word, to imagine this kind of word, and of course then you clash with reality as well. But yeah, it's that was our attempt.
I like that. This is your second outing with Benedetta.
Si.
If I had to guess, so I'm looking at this from the film itself, but I'm also getting a sense of, okay, you know, Benedetta, she does these classic films. I don't really know some of her earlier work, but I would get a sense that the creative partnership that she has with you, she probably, and this is purely made up in my head, but she's potentially, her time with you, she draws perhaps a lot from you as an artist and tries to like utilize that to then get into the project. Would I be wrong in saying like that creative partnership is based on perhaps you having relationships that you know, it's not about you just delivering a script and her accepting that, it's about having ongoing conversations and going beyond just what's on the page?
See, for sure. Like of course, the first part is mine because I have to write the script. So, and I also dialogues and dynamics. I'm not really happy to change because I prefer like to have control of the script. But then there is so much space of freedom for an actress to actually bring this character who is just on a white page like to life. And so all these elements are really like we discuss them very much and we rehearse them very much. But the thing that Benny has that I really love is she doesn't. She understands everything you say, and I think I understand everything she says, but we don't. We have the feeling, both of us, I think we have the feeling that we don't know how it's gonna work till the day we're on set.
My favorite sequence in the film comes very, very late in the film. I don't want to give it away, but essentially Holly is shifting her perspective. She's understanding things on a different level. And it adds a lot of color to the understanding of what she's going to be in the future. We're left not necessarily with hope, the fact that she's understood, she's learned something through her relationship. Tell me about the research process really quickly to the psychology of this character, because she goes through metamorphosis and essentially she grows a lot more than anticipated. I think that scene with the TV set, there's a reason why it's my favorite scene, because it says a lot about how she views that relationship and her world and the placement of that person in her world.
Yes, it's that was the reason why probably I always thought it would have been a screen at the beginning. I didn't know if the ending would have been live or like I was a little uncertain.
Yeah.
But the screen for me it was always important, and in the end I think it comes like it's a synthesis of like another person, but also myself as a kid. But myself as a kid now is behind a wall, like is in a TV, and it's like also this kind of TV that you used to have when you watch like family video, no?
Yes.
So esatto, and so yes, it's just. Yeah, that's it.
Very last question.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to ask you about this guy. You added Chris Pine. I mean, I remember reading the trades. I was shocked. I'm like, what? This guy's Italian. What kind of direction did you give him for his acting chops? Here is like there's a deadpan-ness to his character, and I love that. Forget about the Italian. I mean, it's just like I wasn't expecting that, and I don't remember seeing that in him. So yeah, just talk about him bringing out the deadpan-ness in him, not only the Italian aspect.
Yes, I've watched it immediately before from his film, the one he also wrote. Like I think he's a tone that he wrote and directed.
Oh, Pullman.
Pullman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I think like he really likes this tone. He's and he goes for it. There was no like. And sometimes it was also unexpected, and for me, I never sensed that there was in fact a difference in working with someone who. Sorry, I never felt that he was acting in a second language, which I think it's very hard. Like I think it's similar to writing in a second language.
Yeah.
Maybe that it's it's much more complex. Never had this impression because me too, as you said, like I was focusing on the acting mainly, not on the fact that if this word was correct or not, which by the way, than it was, but like it was more like how the character came alive, and it was just for me it was very fun. Yeah, and good. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Grazie.
Congratulations on your sophomore film. Can't wait to see what else comes up next.
Let's hope something.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.